From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Tight end right, tight end right. Hey, we got three, we got
Ready, blue 80.
Let's go, Mike 50, Mike 50.
Hey, Tuesday.
Watch the run. Slam. Mike's 50.
Right. Gun.
Gotta do better.
Let's go.
On 1st down, Ryan swings it out to the flat for Freeman. They're now running right through him. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Gun.
It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Tuesday.
TJ Watt in on the tackle. On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Ready, Black 25. We go.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. He got 29 yards that time. 21 guys this year in the NFL, over 1,000 yards receiving, and it was Jones that topped them all. What did he have, just over 1,600?
Yes, one.
This is caught. It's Sanu this time for a Falcon touchdown. Mohamed Sanu, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Hey, four down.
Set. Black 80.
Motion.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check, hot route. Hot. Slam.
Hey.
Check Mike 45.
Hey.
He can't hang.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
All day, baby.
Bell.
Strong right.
Set. Blue 30.
Hey, we got
Middle.
Four down.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Numbers-wise, another great season for Brown. Over 100 catches, nearly 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. But, yes, there was some late-season drama, was there not?
There was, and that has the Steelers, it sounds like, listening to trade offers in the offseason. Front office saying they're not going to release him, but, quote, all options are on the table, which is not something you normally hear with your number one receiver. And those kind of numbers, remember, they're amassed despite double and triple coverage on just about every snap.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down.
Let's go! Red 38! Red 38!
Out of the gun, Dobbs. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field.
Double. Jack 16. These two. Black, twice that.
They'll indeed go for it with Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Jack 16.
Even. 4 down. Even.
Set! Blue 30.
Sponge. No.
They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers. Now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a 1st down.
Double.
Watch tight. Tight ends right. Watch tight. Tight ends right.
Bow. Set! Blue 30.
Check.
Snickers.
Under crunch.
Double.
Switch. Check 24.
Now Bell. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line.
Let's go now.
A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal. That's what they wanted out of that 1st down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want.
And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell punching it in from a yard away. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Extra point put through by Boswell. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. CD, before this next drive gets going, the Pro Bowl took place January 27th in Orlando. Third year in a row that the AFC has won, and really the third year in a row where the weather in Orlando has not been too kind. It was ice cold 2017, and then downpours the last couple years.
Yeah, in addition to it being cool as well again this year, so rain and cold. That hurts the crowd a little bit, but still, this game has evolved into what I would call a crazier type NFL game. Quick whistles to make sure guys don't get hurt when there's tackling going on. How about receivers playing defensive back? Defensive backs like Jalen Ramsey catching touchdown.
Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 75 yards. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness to it? Just getting there and taking off and going. For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Got a second here to assess Pittsburgh's last season as their offense comes onto the field. You know, for most of the folks that are fans of the Steel City, they're probably saying, wow, this was tough. But, hey, they were 9-6-1. The thing is, expectations there are playoffs every year.
You're right. And to show that, they haven't been under 500 since 2003. It's a very consistent franchise. But remember how the season began. Le'Veon Bell once again holding out. They expected him to show up and play. That didn't happen. Then the end of the year, Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger. What's going to happen there? So they bookended their season with controversies. In the middle, did not play up to their standards. I still thought they were going to win the AFC North. Turned out Baltimore nosed them out. They've got to do some retooling in the offseason.
AB. Jack 16.
Jam him, jam him, jam.
No spacing.
Six guy, check six guy.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They give him a gain of 38.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Jack 16.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. The second-year man, Smith-Schuster, coming off a terrific season, 111 catches, over 1,400 yards, and 7 scores as well.
And he could very well slide into the #1 receiver role, depending on how events transpire in this offseason. But even if that doesn't happen, already has universal respect within his own locker room. Was named this year's team MVP for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
On second down, Roethlisberger. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
8. You good? He coming across?
Check, 59.
5.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
Yeah, baby, boom.
Go.
Check 59.
They'll try to run it in with Bell. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. As his guys are in for 6. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Boswell good with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. For the Falcons, Charles, we talked all year about the injuries that they had in 2018, and you kind of touched on it earlier, too. It's hard to get around them, though, when you look back at this past year. So they go to 7-9, and I know that that's not what they wanted, but with all the injuries, is that okay?
It would be if you didn't think you were going to the Super Bowl. You know, if you didn't think you had a chance at that, and they did going into the season. But when you lose your starting safeties in Ricardo Allen and Keanu Neal, your middle linebacker, Deion Jones, for a long stretch of time, you end up starting 1-4. Then in the second half of the season, you have a 5-game losing streak. 7-9 is actually better than I thought that they were finishing because of those 2 long losing streaks.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 75 yards. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. Here's Bosher to kick it away. On the return, here's Trey Edmonds. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Well, as they get ready for this next drive, we shift our attention to a little Super Bowl conversation. The 3rd time that the Super Bowl, Charles, is going to be played in Atlanta, and the Patriots had 35,000 folks come out in Foxborough before departing for a little rally.
How about that? You would think that would be a fan base where it might be a little bit blasé about the whole thing because they seem to go just about every year. But they continue to use their rallying cry. They hate us because they ain't us. And as for the game itself, February the 3rd, I can't wait. I'll be there to call the game internationally one more time. Just remember, this game is 17 years to the day since Super Bowl 36. Get this whole Patriots thing kick-started. Literally, Adam Vinatieri with a game-winning field goal. Patriots beat the Rams 20-17. Same franchise, different city. They were in St. Louis then.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Looking left side of, he's got a man. It's McDonald, and he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? It would have really...
And oh, he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger.
3 down.
Set. White 80. Takes both of them. Let's go. Let's go.
52.
Roethlisberger will throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Monday. Snickers, you got to spin. Snickers, 66. Snickers, you got to spin. 4 down.
Check 37.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. He's going deep for Brown. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
They'll try again from the 36 on second and 10.
We got tight left, tight left.
Snickers, you got to spin. Double bump.
Out, 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 out.
Double bump.
45, 45, 45 is Mike, 45.
Second and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. Wide open receiver complete.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
Come on,
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Pick the edge, pick the edge. Come, come. He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash. Check safety, check safety.
Flex round! Flex round!
Mike 45.
Flex round! Flex round!
Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Robert Alford that time on the great coverage. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal.
Watch 89. Watch 89.
Come on, let's go! White 90!
Single.
White 90!
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Back to throw Dobbs. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. So it's third and goal, and now the question, can this Falcon defense stand tall once more? And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. So that'll back them up 5. How crucial will those 5 yards be? We'll see as they come up again here, 3rd and goal.
Strong right.
Kings. Set. Black 30.
We got 4. We got 4.
To throw again is Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Passes pass, ball incomplete. 4th down.
Let's go.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
That is right.
Squirrel.
Hey, boys, we got 4. 4 down.
Final play of the half, it's Roethlisberger. And this is going to be intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Black 80.
The second half starts with a carry by Bell. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Again, it's Bell. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Tackle made there by Robert Alford.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Check. 45's the mic.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That goes for a gain of 31.
Show that bench release and go.
Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Kings.
Watch 84. Watch 84.
Set. White 80.
Slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Check.
Solid. 5 down.
Check 43.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. This will be caught by Brown. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
And there's a man they call AB, always a volume receiver. He gobbles up catches, holds the number 2 and number 4 spots for most receptions in a season in NFL history. And in 2015, just 7 catches shy of setting the single-season mark for most receptions, currently held by Marvin Harrison, a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he had 136 catches that year on the heels of 129 the season before. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey,
Squirrel. Snickers. 66. Black. What's that?
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger.
Safe.
And he finds McDowell. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
Now Roethlisberger. And he fires one that's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Ready. Back 25.
Three down.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. The linebacker Ryan Shazier there to make the tackle.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let him outside where they can really shred your defense.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Joe Hayden there to bring him down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Watch tight end. Tight right. Hey,
Ready. Blue, Eddie.
we got four down.
On second down, Ryan. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
All day, punt.
Third and long. It's Ryan. Going up top. He rifles one that's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Well, it's third and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Ohio! Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Let's go. What? 90. What? 90.
Watch number 5.
On first and 10, Downs. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field, and now what he's trying to do.
Completes the pass. Gain of 10 on the play.
They come up on a first and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead.
Set. Black 30. 44.
Kill. 45.
Here's Roethlisberger. A screen to Bell. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 3 yards is the gain that time, second and goal.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far, a big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game, exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually comes true, that's actually right.
That happens more often than you might think. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Even. You good? He coming across?
Use you. If it comes to me, it's me.
8.
Mike's 59.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score. And he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at the 20.
We got 3 down.
Ready. Blue 80.
I got 2.
11.
Go.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Tight left.
Ready. White 25. 21.
Watch that.
Ready, set up.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. Here's Sanu on the catch. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? Not like any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Tight end right. Hey. We got 3.
Freeman again, a 1st down carry. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by a corner.
Right.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Getting it out left side to Sanu. Mohamed Sanu with nobody ahead of him. Touchdown, Falcons. Mohamed Sanu, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Hey,
Now
let's go.
Ryan leading the Falcons up to go for 2.
Double tight.
Ready. Blue 80. Ready, go.
They'll try and run with Freeman. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. They get the conversion. And, Charles, when you only have 2 yards to go, what do you think of the toss play? Because initially it kind of sets you back a little bit.
It does, especially if you get a lot of pressure coming towards you. But if you can get to the edge, if you seal the edge with your blocking, often your tackle or your tight end on what they call the play side where the ball goes, you can get to the corner, and that allows those big guys to get out ahead of the runner.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Ready? Blue 30. Let's go!
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going deep for Brown. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
2 times. 4 down.
Set. White 80. 44.
Tighten up. Tighten up.
AB.
Check 45.
Kings.
Check 45's the mic.
What's up? 59, what's up? 59, what's up?
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger.
Watch edge.
Got a man, it's Brown. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. He got 29 yards that time.
Jack 16. Snickers 66.
Mike 45.
AB.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
White side.
They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this.
Pick your game up. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking. Nice hole for him. He ends up picking up nice yardage. Stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. To throw is Ryan. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. And the Steelers signal for another timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, it would likely put an end to this thing. Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. Sanu with a grab over the middle. Past the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Mohamed Sanu, 48 yards. And the Falcons will extend their lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away.
Back to return.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Set! Black 20.
We got 4. We got 4.
Snickers, 66.
25. Check 25. Check 25.
2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger.
SOS.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Robert Alford. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It can be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Alert flare. Alert
Right. Let's go.
Ryan wants to throw it. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. Down right around the 25. There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people...
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Steelers' offense now, they head back onto the field. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
Watch tight end. Tight right.
Set. Black 20. 8.
Get him. You got him.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week.
It will gratefully